people with yeast overgrowth or bacterial overgrowth, sometimes called SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, often have brain fog. Now, they typically then have sometimes rosacea or skin rashes or low thyroid, other issues too, but it can stem from the gut. And I want to share with you why. Because there are certain bacteria in your gut that actually produce what we refer to in health as metabolic acidosis. So it can actually increase overall inflammation, right? So when these bacteria or yeast begin to ferment food inside of your gut, you can begin to get brain fog. It's one of the reasons why people go on a keto diet or carnivore diet and begin to feel better. Again, that is a conventional medicine Band-Aid based diet to relieve symptoms. But I understand people want to relieve symptoms, but a practitioner shouldn't be recommending that because all you're doing is shrinking your gut microbiome, not feeding those yeast or bacteria, and you're just pretending like it'll just go away on its own. That's not what happens, right? Everybody who does a keto diet or carnivore diet eventually stops. Everybody. And even the biggest proponents, they all eat carbs now too, right? So we know that that's not going to work. So what we need to do is say, okay, well, what's going on? Oh, there's an overgrowth of yeast. There's an overgrowth of more pathogenic-based bacteria. How do you find this out? You can run a Candida metabolic and vitamins test, or you can do both, which I would recommend, is running the bacteria and parasite stool test, right? So then you look for what's called positive bacteria, good bacteria, commensal bacteria, basically neutral, and then pathogenic bacteria, which is bacteria that you don't want overgrown. And when you look at these and you find these, you can then say, oh, this is why I have additional brain fog, especially when eating more carbohydrates or carbs in general, even from fruit sometimes. And so again, this is all in the literature. It's showing that a lot of this, can produce delactate. It can lead to more of what's called, like I said, metabolic acidosis. It can create more inflammation in the gut. It can create slower bowel transit time, leading to more fermentation and, again, more bloating, gas, etc. So if you have bloating and gas and you have brain fog, it's almost always, like 9 out of 10 times, related to gut function. So although I'm sharing on the topic of brain fog today, I want you to know that there are no silver bullets in natural health. Meaning like, oh, take this one thing and you'll be better tomorrow. That's not what natural health does. Natural health is about finding the root cause, rebalancing your body from a fundamental and foundational underlying root cause issue. But the nice thing is, when you fix that, you don't just fix the brain fog. You get your energy back. You get your mood back, right? You get your ambition and drive and libido all back. You get your endurance back. You stabilize hormones. And that's because, especially with digestion, well, that's the epicenter where you're digesting all of the nutrients that you need for your body. That's how your body runs. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, glucose molecules, right? This is how our body runs. So this is extremely important.